I just moved up into the Act 2 of the game.
Cool.
No, because I was trying to fucking play with you. I may have to start... I don't know what I would start, though, but I may start another character. Honestly, the only thing that... the only thing that I would even think about doing would be maybe like a witch, or the Templar, or the whatever they call it. You could make a paladin. I was thinking with the witch you could make a because the witch is basically a necro. You could probably make a shadow knight.
Yeah.
Greetings, survivor.
Some of the quests are very non-specific. They'll say like, it'll tell you go to such and such zone, but it doesn't tell you that you have to go through 3 fucking zones to get there.
Right. Yeah, I just kind of not really paying attention to the quests. I'm just exploring the map until it's all gone, and then
Yeah, that's what I do. That's exactly what I do. Yes, I think it's... I didn't know there was the overlay. Like, I didn't know at first you could do that, so I was literally kind of running around, yeah, until I was using the mini-map to kind of point the way to, like, the mini-map lights up, like, colors when there's something close by.
I've thirsted for adventure my entire life, but I suppose at 82, the most I can do now is walk along the village plateau.
Yeah, Emma's napping right now, obviously, so when she's up, I'll probably just start heading over to your place.
Okay.
Because, Alexander's been doing swim lessons at the YMCA, but he doesn't have lessons tonight. But Megan wants me to bring him to school. Other kids can see him and whatnot.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And school's almost out. And doesn't really...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have, fuck, after today, 3.5 days of school left.
Yeah. Yeah, Megan is very much ready for school to be over.
I'll bet.
But then she's also worried about what she's going to do for the summer, because he can be a bit much if he hasn't expended his energy.
Yeah, we if I can get my eyes back to where they, even if I can get them back to where they were before things got really bad, then I will probably spend a lot of the summer teaching, like working with Jocelyn and Jayla on softball stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah, they took to softball. Both of them took to it really big time.
Cool.
When I'm trying
That's
to...
good, considering they were like screen babies.
Yeah. Well, they still are. They're still very much... Jocelyn will still go, like, hide in a dark room if that's what's given to her, you know? So you gotta...
Yeah.
But it's, like, we got Jayla. Jayla, turns out... I don't know why this surprises me, but just like everything with her, sometimes it blows my mind. She decided after, like, one game of being catcher, she decided that she really wanted to play catcher, which was one of the multitude of positions that I played. And so I was like, you know, I said, if you're serious about it, you know, then we can get you the catcher gear, the helmet and everything. And she ended up playing through the whole season as catcher.
Wow.
So, yep. So we got her the catcher stuff.
Cool.
So I have to teach her, I have to get, like, my eyes back to the point where I can teach her how to throw to second base off her knees.
Yeah. Is it, so it's actually, like, hit pitch, player pitch?
Jayla does coach pitch.
Okay.
Jocelyn does fast pitch, and we went to the batting cages, like a couple of days before my eyes completely shit out, and and we were doing the fast pitch it was like 40 miles an hour, which seems really slow until you see it in person. I mean, 40 was easy for me to catch up to, even with me not being able to see the ball that well. Yeah. But it was pretty much, like, pretty obviously that's about where the kids that are pitching to Jocelyn, that's pretty much where they're hitting in about the 40s, yeah. It was kind of cool to watch her hit. And Jayla hit once from the fast pitch. The coach pitch is interesting. They just lob. The ball that they use is like a softer ball. It's it has the same size as a softball, but it's like Nerfy almost, you know. But
like
they
just squishy softball.
Yeah, they just lob the ball to the batters, and they'll give them like literally like 10 strikes.
Yeah.
And which seems reasonable for an 8-year-old, but Jayla, after like I think by the second game she was murdering the ball. We almost wanted to tell the coaches not to lob them as much, just you know.
Like, no, throw it at her.
Well, because she's very competitive with her sister. Everything is a competition. And whatever it is that Jocelyn does, Jayla can do better.
Yeah.
And we have, like, she's really fucking hard to... Oh my god, that's a nice axe. She's really hard to kind of shake her of that. So you say, hey Jocelyn, that was a nice throw from left field to home plate. And the Jayla will say, well, I can throw harder and farther. Well, it's not the point exactly, and you really can't. you can throw well for your age, but you can't throw harder than your 11-year-old sister. Yeah, I can. Well, I hit the ball harder. Well, your pitches are coming in at like 10 miles an hour, and hers are coming in at like 40. Well, I swing the bat better.
You're like, that is true.
Yeah, there are some things that are really hard to argue. That one's really hard to argue. Jocelyn picked up more of Jesse's swing style, which is, it's pretty clear when Jessie played softball, she probably was the type of hitter who was told multiple times, hit the ball on the ground, because if you hit it in the air, you're just going to get thrown, you're just going to get caught, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So she, at the batting cages, you could see it. She just, like, she hits the ball right up the box every time. She's right pitcher, shortstop, second base, every fucking time. And it's semi-impressive, but at the same time, it's like Jayla has a very different body type. Actually, Jayla has Jessie's body type. She's, you know, Jocelyn is built like a fucking cheerleader. I know that's mean as fuck to say, because that's very, I don't mean to pigeonhole her. She's athletic, but she's skinny.
Mm-hmm.
Jayla already is thick, like her mom.
Yeah.
And it's like,
got the base.
She's got like big legs. She's got a butt. Her butt's like 1,000 pounds, dude. So I want to teach. I feel like Jocelyn learning from Jessie probably is a good thing, because Jessie is more of a slap hitter. She's not a pull hitter. She's literally hitting it right up the box. And I want to teach Jayla to be a dead fucking pull hitter and hit it in the air. I'm like, Jayla, launch angle. She's like, what? I'm like, bro. She just laughs. She understands though what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. Are you using the burning skull and pet you get from being a Prime member?
No, I did not get that. Is that you have to?
Prime.
That's a PS.
Plus.
Yeah, I never got that.
I just equipped them. They looked alright.
This game is. It's like, I want to say meh, you know, because it's very Diablo-esque. But the fact that you can, one thing I genuinely like about it is the character customization is cool. That you can kind of make whatever kind of. Just because you're one archetype doesn't mean you have to go down a specific path. There's so many fucking ways you can go.
Right.
And then I also like that if you dick around, if you go like to Lions, if you're in a zone and you take why can't I think of the name? The little portal thing anyway.
The waypoint?
Yeah, if you take the waypoint back to town, back to Lion's Eye, and then you go like take a shit, you literally can go back to the waypoint that you came from, and the zone will have reset. Like all of a sudden nothing is there that was there. It's weird, kind of. It's
Yeah, I haven't run into that yet.
well, the zones take like 8 to 15 minutes, I think, to reset.
Okay.
So it's kind of but it's just interesting. It's funny because if you like portal out and then you portal back like later, much later, you'll be like, wait, didn't I clear this zone? I seriously hamstrung myself by like all my skills are in two-handed damage, and most of it is two-handed axe damage. So it's sometimes I find like dual wield is super viable on this game. Like I was on my Marauder, I was dual wielding almost exclusively, but the skill that I'm using, Cleave, is axe and sword only. And so I basically just I'll pass on. I'll get nice one. Like I have a nice one-handed axe right now, but it doesn't. It's not as good as my two-handed axe. It's not quite as good. But if I got a good second weapon, it might be just as good, except that my damage skills are, in two-handed axes.
Yeah, so you have to measure what
what I'll lose basically by. So for me, it's just I'm just sticking with the two. And it's for a long time I was using a garbage two-handed axe, and I just after doing Cavises, I completed like 10 straight memories, and one of the things that dropped was a yellow quality axe, and it sometimes when you do yellow quality, it'll say that the damage range is from, in this case it was like 17 to 35 or something like that. But then when I identified it, it switched to 23 to 48, and that doesn't include like the extra damage bonuses that I have and shit. So
yeah, it's just the base weapon damage.
So it hits fucking hard, which I like.
There's a petition on not letting the writers of Game of Thrones get a Star Wars trilogy.
Oh,
do the Star Wars trilogy.
Yeah, I saw that too. But
600,000 signatures.
It's this season has been bad. It sucks because, well, you know what? That's not entirely right. It wasn't. It was, even the last episode is. It wasn't that it was bad, except they've been so fucking heavy-handed and obvious in the stuff that they're doing.
Well, because they don't know how to build nuance. They're terrible writers. I don't know. I think you and I both give them more credit because we see what they're trying to do.
Well, I mean, it was obvious that they were trying to soften the blow early in the season. They were trying to give hints that Dany was going to turn into the Mad Queen. I
Right.
think, anyway. I think that was the whole point of... But it's just... I don't know. Like, I could see... I guess I could see where, you know, what they were going for. When she's sitting there and she's looking at the Red Keep, and then she starts to, like, hyperventilate. I get... It was... Actually, the sad part is they did a better job in the after show thing of explaining what was going through her head there.
Right.
But
and that's where I have issue with them too. Is like if you need to explain in the after part concepts, then you didn't tell the story well.
Yes, in the moment, I didn't think that Danny was pissed off because that was her home that was stolen, and she grew up a fucking like a nomad because she never had a home. It never occurred to me. All I kept thinking was, but then again, you know, yes, it was stolen from her, but fuck, do you have to kill everybody to prove the?
Yeah, if that was still the case, why didn't she just go straight to it and destroy it?
Well, yeah,
like,
and it was why
it was a choice to go up and down each street.
Yeah. Yes.
And they did not do a good enough job explaining why she made that choice.
But see, I'm okay with her making the choice. Like, I'm genuinely okay with her making the choice. But yeah, there was not a lot of reason behind why.
If instead of like ringing the bells, if they were like, "Save us! She's terrifying."
Yeah.
And like even something as simple as that could have been like, "These motherfuckers, I'm here to save them, and they're terrified of me." And it furthers the whole, if I can't have love, then I'll have fear. Like that, even that would make sense. Like it's just like a little tweak could help.
Yeah.
Just like when fucking Arya handed Sansa the dagger, and Sansa says, "I don't know how to use it." That's stupid. It's a fucking knife. You know how to use a knife.
Yeah.
If Sansa had said, "What do I do with this?" it still sets up Arya to say, "Stick him with the pointy end."
Yeah.
And it's not as fucking stupid.
Yeah, I feel like there's been a lot of stupidity, but
Yeah.
But
Indeed.
It's I mean they made it like you said. I'm okay with it just being over now.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah, and I guess in an interview Martin said that he wanted 12 seasons. Like he thought there was enough to do 12 seasons. And at the beginning Dan and Dave said that they only wanted to do 7. So people are saying, "Oh, so this 8th season is just like, fuck you, we wanted to do 7 anyway, so here's a shitty 8th season."
I mean, it's still, I guess the thing that's still kind of frustrating is that I do like what they did with some of the characters. Like I'm glad that fucking Tormund didn't die. Did you notice that he's not in the credits? He's not in the opening credits now.
Oh, really? I didn't.
Yeah, him and Gendry both. They are not in the opening credits anymore.
Huh.
Yeah, so they're
done.
Yeah, they're done.
Like Sam too, or?
That's a great question. I don't actually know. I didn't really look.
Right. What time is it? She's been down for an hour so far.
Wow.
She's such an easy kid. Holy crap, she's easy. Like, this morning, after Megan and Alexander left. I was just like, all right, what do you want to do? She went over, got the remote. It's like, oh, you want to watch Baby? She nods. Like, all right. So we watched YouTube videos of like an animated swim along show. We went through that, and then feel like and she started whining a little bit, and like, oh, here's your bottle. She's saying "Baba." No,
Wow.
give her a bottle. It's just almond milk now, so it's not even like formula or anything. Give her that. Then we played for a bit. We read some books, and then she needed to be changed, and I took her in to change her. And then she kind of looks at her crib and goes, "Yeah, you want to take a nap?" She nods. All right. It's like Megan's convinced that she jumped ahead of Alexander because she knew not only how easy she would be, but how difficult Alexander would be, and figured we needed the learning from him first. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah, on top of everything else, because of the fact that I do not have a car, so I don't have and a job, so I don't have like an everyday stop at QT.
Yeah.
I have not drank an energy drink since Monday. And I will not lie to you, I fucking have gone through
withdrawals.
straight up withdrawal, like no bullshit withdrawal. It's it has not been an easy transition, I guess.
Yeah.
It's I mean it's not the first time I've quit fucking cold turkey, but this one, you know, fucking blind. And
Right.
it's because there's been times in the past when I anytime that I had any time off from work, I fucking loaded up on energy drinks so I could stay up all day and play games while the kids are at school and shit.
Right.
Yesterday, like literally on Wednesday, all I did really was sleep. Like I was completely fucking lost. I'm sure it was, you know, partially from depression as well.
Oh yeah, you're going through a scary time.
But I was like I woke up and got the kids ready for school, and Jesse, you know, took the kids, and then I laid back in bed, and my thought process was, I'm gonna lay down for a minute and, you know, just kind of gather myself, think about what I need to do today, and then I kind of realized I'm blind as fuck. I can't really do that much today.
Yeah.
And then the next thing I knew, I fell asleep, and did not wake up until that was probably like 8:30ish, and didn't wake up until almost 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
F you, dude. Fighting some fucking necromancer. It looks like a named sword.
Yeah, you'll get a lot of. Anytime you get a yellow item or a blue item. Blue items are unidentified. They'll come up with, it'll be a such and such, you know, longsword of the unicorn or whatever, you know. But the yellow items are what... yellow items are really kind of where it's at. The fuck? Some of the stuff is slightly frustrating because of you don't really know like what you need, what you don't need, what fits, what doesn't. What the fuck? Like you'll get stuff that sounds like it should work well for a duelist, iron scale gauntlets or something like that. And and then it's like turns out it's probably for you, more along the lines for your character than...
I've been going for a lot of leather.
Yeah, I think as you level up, you can wear... I think the iron scale stuff maybe for like casters, I'm not really sure.
I don't know. I was looking at stuff with a lot of like evasion.
See,
like the leather stuff has better evasion.
Christ. There's some shit dropping that is making me... I'm probably gonna end up respecking. There's... I feel like dual wield might be the better way to go. I don't know. I hit like I say that, but I hit like a ton of bricks right now. But it's kind of like I keep picking up stuff that's really close in statistics. A one-handed weapon that's almost the same as my two-hand.
Hi.
Hi. Somebody just said hi. I'm streaming again on YouTube.
Oh, good.
They're like, hi. And then don't say another word.
This at all.
Can you use bows or anything like that?
I think so. I haven't tried, but I think so. Like I have a bow equipped on my secondary slot, but I don't really know how that works.
You strike me as someone.
What are your thoughts on Patrick Peterson?
I'm so irritated with him.
For audience.
It's like, why? Why create all the bullshit in the first place? Where he was like, you know, I mean, it just, God, why? Why do fucking players have to... Why won't I pick that up? Like, why couldn't he just... I don't know how to say it. Fuck, you know what I'm getting at, though? Like, why did he have to... Why did he create the problem in the first place? Where he's like... I'm, you know... Blah, blah, blah. The... Blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And then turn around and, you know... just why? That's all. Just why?
Right.
Yeah, and, I mean, I'll tell you this. I wonder now if the Cardinals knew, because that you know, they drafted the Byron Murphy kid,
Yeah.
and it makes me like, I just think they already knew that something was going to happen. But it still makes me wonder, like, why was he such an ass before the draft, about when he was like talking shit about the Cardinals, basically, like on Twitter or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why? Just doesn't make any sense. It's... If he knew that he was gonna, you know, that the suspension was coming and nobody had announced it, like, why create the issue with the team? Now he's put the team in even more of an awkward position because they have to stand by this douchebag player. Like, oh yeah, we stand...
He's already hinted that he doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we stand by Patrick. He's a great person. Is he? Or is he just a bag of dicks?
Now, if you want to get conspiracy theorists, do you think he did it on purpose, knowing he was going to get caught, to lower his trade value, so the Cardinals get even less for him?
Jesus. That's a level of vindictiveness that's like on my fucking level. No, I don't think so.
Piece of dicks, not bag of dicks.
I don't think so, because you know what he ended up doing with the suspension? Honestly, the Cardinals, they lose him for almost half the season.
Right.
The Cardinals are in a place where they can just say, fuck it. Why should we trade him? What are we going to get back? We're not going to get anything back. Let's just keep him. Let's make him be on this team that he does not want to be on. I don't know. I hope Byron Murphy is ready as a fucking rookie to start, because that's the one thing that really sucks, is the guy who was going to be their number 2 corner now has to be their number 1 corner, and the guy who was going to be their number 3 corner now has to be number 2. I'm assuming that's what the route they're going to go. Although, I don't know. You know what's funny about all of it? The Cardinals, I said when the Cardinals, me and you should have had this conversation forever ago. I actually told Mike, my GM at Salt, that if the Cardinals drafted Kyler Murray, that I was going to just take the year off of being a Cardinals fan.
Yeah.
And I'm still kind of stand by that. It's super easy to do because they don't have any likable fucking people. There's no likable people on that team. Like, I want to root for David Johnson. I want to.
Mm-hmm.
But after last season when he held out, and I get that his wife or whatever had decided that he would maybe better off not playing football than being injured and not being able to do shit the rest of his life.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. But he held out on a team that there was no way he was going to be able to show anything. You know, no offensive line, no quarterback.
Right.
But to draft Kyler Murray #1 and then to trade Josh Rosen for nothing, basically,
Yeah, absolutely nothing.
is it's so difficult to understand.
Right.
Like, genuinely difficult to understand why. Like, what No, okay. Let me back up. I understand why they did it. I understand that that Kyler Murray maybe is a unique talent. I guess that makes sense. He's a unique talent. He's a unique talent.
Yep.
But I just don't.
I honestly have felt pretty good not worried about local sports.
Well, so the Coyotes are, being at fucking Salt, the Coyotes were already something. The Coyotes were the one team that I always have paid attention to. Even if they're not good, I understand the why they're not good, I guess. Like, there's no... The logic behind them not being good is pretty simple. They are... have a bad ownership situation, which I guess is getting better now. But anyway,
That's good.
The Coyotes are the one team that I have just kind of learned to deal with. But the Suns are so bad. And the Cardinals are so bad.
Yeah.
And the Diamondbacks aren't terrible. The Diamondbacks are sort of in a strange way. They're almost fun to watch, just because of the fact that you kind of go like, what? How is that team with that level of talent? How the fuck is that team competitive?
Right.
And they've been competitive as fuck. They've looked really fucking good. So but that being said, the Diamondbacks, the one thing that gets me about them and gets me consistently about them is, for some reason, I still like fucking dumbass Robbie Ray. But that guy, Jesus Christ, the most frustrating player in the history of baseball. A left-hander who throws almost 100, but has never, in this history of ever, has never been able to put together that being able to throw the ball hard and being able to strike out 15 batters a game is of no fucking use if you're still grooving the one fastball a game that gets you a 3-run homer. You're still walking people, and you're still only pitching 5 innings a game because you burn up so many fucking pitches. That's the one, like, that kid from the first time that the fucking Diamondbacks traded for him, I kept thinking he's gonna be their ace, and he has never fucking come close to living up to that potential.
The world is changing in dark and subtle ways around us as I run. My arms burn from the weight of my young children. The sun is turning blood red, and there's only one place of safety I can imagine.
I do love Peralta. Peralta will always, I think, be one of my favorite players just because he embodies that toughness that you don't see in baseball players all that often anymore.
Yeah.
To be honest, I feel like I'm disassociating myself from not just every local team, but every fucking sport. Like, I just am less interested in the NFL than ever before. Right. I'm actually, like, really, really interested to see how the Cliff Kingsbury experience goes. But I don't have any kind of expectation for it. I expect it to be a failure. You hire a coach who failed at Texas Tech, and and there was a really funny fucking logic was that nobody's been that great at Texas Tech. Mike Leach was great at Texas Tech and then went to Washington State, and it took him years to build Washington State up to a real competitive team. Mm-hmm. And the argument is that the only reason he wasn't more competitive at Texas Tech earlier was because it took him years to build the team that he wanted. But it took Cliff Kingsbury like 2 or 3 years to basically trash what he had built.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going around. Like, how did this person, like, who decided that this person is qualified to do this? Like, makes no sense.
I understand the idea. The idea is everybody's looking for the next McVay. And this is a guy who McVay had basically, given the nod of approval that he was a good coach. Yeah. And everybody wants the next young fucking offensive mind. But there's little doubt he knows how to run the air raid really well. But are they gonna run the straight air raid, or are they gonna run some version of it, or are they just gonna? Is it gonna look more like McVay's offense?
Right. Or is he just gonna get stomped by better coaches with better schemes?
Well, yeah, and it is if he doesn't figure out a way to make his scheme fit the NFL, what use is he?
Right.
But if he does, so I think that's the problem, and that's the question is if he if the experiment works, great. And if it doesn't work, then, the Cardinals are set back another fucking 5 years. Mm-hmm. Or more, because you make the argument.
You get a new GM
well, and see, I think my biggest frustration of all, and that's saying a lot, but I think my biggest frustration of all is that Keim should have lost his fucking job.
Yeah.
Because you're talking the admission that Rosen was a mistake shouldn't fall on fucking Wilkes.
Right.
I mean, Wilkes was Keim's mistake too. He's part of that. He's part of the hiring process. So if I guess I really genuinely thought if they were going to draft Kyler Murray, that they would have fired Keim, because such an admission of guilt. You know what I mean? It's like just the ultimate admission of guilt. Yeah, not only did we trade up and lose assets on a bad fucking team to get a quarterback, but then we traded him away for nothing, or for, even if you say not for nothing, because they ended up getting a decent player because of it, but you traded him away for less than you traded for him.
Right. A year after.
And it's just, yeah, it's just frustrating, man. And Kyler Murray, that little fucking douchebag. The only good argument for Kyler Murray is that the kid's won everywhere he's gone. Like he never lost a game in high school at a high-profile high school in Texas. Like, he played at Allen, Texas, and you're talking about Allen is notorious for, it's the high school stadium that seats fucking 22,000 people.
It's fucking stupid.
So I mean, the kid's played. He's played on a excessively high scale all of his career. So that's cool. He's won everywhere he's been. There's the argument that the Texas A&M was a very short stop, and he won like 3 games there, and then OU was only 1 season as a starter. But again, it's that it's difficult to argue his success, so we won't go that route. We won't argue against how successful he's been, but it's just did it have to be done?
How good were his pieces around him at those schools too?
And there's that. Winning at Oklahoma is always kind of comical because it's
you're in like a top 5. You're behind a top 5 offensive line every fucking year there. Basically.
Yeah, exactly. Not just offensive line. I mean, they always have weapons on offense. They always have good running backs. They always have a good offensive line. They always have a good defense, and they play in a very suspect conference.
Right.
So from the conference perspective, how impressive. Texas looked good at the end of the season, so that's the one thing probably that works for them. But the other schools in the Big 12 were real kind of meh. I feel like they're gonna be living this one down for a long time before it'll look like, even if Kyler Murray goes out and fucking goes 16-0 next year, which we all fucking know he's not, but if he does, they're still gonna compare his success directly to Rosen.
Mm-hmm.
And if Rosen is anything remotely close to decent, then you're, fighting that. So I guess I'm still, there's another thing that I've been thinking a lot about is if Kyler Murray goes out and has a phenomenal season, is it a product of Kingsbury or is it Kyler Murray?
Right.
That's a problem too, because if maybe Kingsbury's offense really fucking works, if that's the case, could Josh Rosen have... Yeah, could they have won with Rosen? Could they have gotten the defensive tackle from Alabama instead of... Or Bosa, but...
Bosa?
No, it was Quinnen Williams was the one that I liked better. I think Bosa leaves a lot to be desired because of because him and his brother have both had major injury issues in their careers. Like Joey Bosa has missed a lot of games. And you worry that that's just maybe it's something to do with the way they started training too young. Maybe they fucked up their muscle structure, their bone structure, or maybe it's just a history of, issues in the family. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like Quinnen Williams, to me, you're talking about a 6'2", fucking 320-pound defensive tackle who ran like a 4.7 40. So I mean that's hard to turn away from, and yet, and that's a super neat position for the Cardinals, because Kemdiche has not worked out. Kemdiche turns out as a piece of shit. I was a real fan of that move when they drafted him, because they really didn't give up anything, because he was like 24th pick or something like that. So.
Yeah.
So, but now you just see they still have a void at defensive tackle. And they could have fixed it. And they chose instead to go for a quarterback that they really didn't. He was not a need, I guess. And that's the hardest thing is, I heard a lot of arguments kind of both ways. Do you draft for need or do you draft for want? I think at the number 1 pick in the draft, in order to get the number 1 pick in the draft, you had to really fucking suck.
Right. It's not just one piece is going to pull you out of it.
Right.
So you need to...
And that's why I kept hoping. I really had crossed my fingers strongly for the trade. Yep. I knew it wasn't going to happen. I knew it wasn't going to happen the way that they were talking about anyway. That the Raiders are going to trade three first rounders. That would have been too perfect.
Right.
It would have been amazing. I mean, if I could see the Raiders wanting Kyler Murray enough to go for it, but nobody gives up 3 first-round picks for anything.
No. Unless they want to not have a job before halfway through the season.
Exactly. So, I mean, I don't know, man. If they had been able to squeak out another, first-rounder, like if they had gotten 2 first-rounders from the Raiders, or a first-rounder and 2 second-rounders, or any fucking trade, it would have been fine. In this draft was deep as fuck. This was one of the best drafts I've ever seen. Like and the Cardinals didn't do bad. Like the Cardinals probably pulled at least 3 starters, if not more, from this draft.
Like first-year starters.
Yeah, because almost definitely, I mean, without a doubt, Byron Murphy. Without a doubt, one, if not more, of the receivers. The kid from Iowa State, the one who's like who's the monster. He's built like Fitz.
Yeah.
I watched that kid a couple of games. Like I watched him almost single-handedly damn near beat Oklahoma. The kid he's a fucking good player. He can catch anything. And the problem with him, I guess, is that he struggles to catch the easy ones. He does well on he's the 50-50 balls he goes up and he gets, but
well, I don't think he's going to get a lot of easy ones coming out.
Well, you never know. You never know.
I'm running for my life, and I'm making this ball as
that
was, as I can get it right now.
I think that was the one thing. The one thing that I think was really frustrating with Rosen was that yes, the offensive line was bad, and yes, you can say that, you know, he was running around trying to, you know, escape all the time, but when he had time to throw, he was so inaccurate, and that was supposed to be the one thing he was supposed to be really good at.
Yeah.
He was really inaccurate. Like you would see him overthrowing open receivers, and he didn't have open receivers all that much. So
yeah,
I mean,
he just got excited. It's like, holy crap!
It's like, wow, look at that. Yeah. So I mean, that's and I guess the other thing with Murray is Murray is supposed to be really good at finding lanes to throw in. I guess even though he's 5'10", he only had 5 balls batted at the line last year compared to Haskins, who was 6'5" and had like 12 balls batted at the line.
Yeah.
So okay, so that's a very logical argument. Cool, nicely done.
Yeah.
But we will see. With no offensive line, we'll see what happens.
Right. Yeah, without the offensive line to give you those lanes that you could throw through.
And they did do. That's the worst part was, they did enough, I think, with their offensive line where I was genuinely like, I thought if they go get a defensive player that fits their needs, like Quinnen Williams or Bosa, and then they go out and they get a good receiver, which I know wasn't their fault that they failed on that one. Like the Patriots yet again fucking shit on everybody's ideas.
Right.
Because I really wanted them to get N'Keal Harry because, you know, local kid. Just a cool fucking thing, you know? Oh, I hear a baby.
Yeah. Wow, 2-hour nap. Good girl. So I will,
Oh, I'll text you I'll text you my address, and then if your phone struggles to figure it out, then I will just talk you through it.
okay, that sounds good. And, I think I will... Do you have food options near you?
So the way you're gonna come, if you go the 303, no. There's a really badass taco truck. A really badass taco truck right on, like, as you're coming into the neighborhood.
Okay.
So like you're gonna go 303 to Grand, and then you're gonna get off on Grand, and then you're gonna head towards Deer Valley. And right on the corner of Grand and Deer Valley, there's a taco truck that the guy is motherfucking amazing. Like, super, super recommend if that's what you feel like.
Yeah,
But
I was just thinking of getting a burger or something for her, because I could just give her a snack now and feed her more when I get there.
So the way that you're gonna come, you're gonna have to look probably more by your place.
Yeah, I'll probably just grab something here.
Because there's really nothing out here. You'll see. It's part of why we moved here. And part of why I'm in, like, like I'm in my own version of hell right now because I can't, like, even the taco truck, I could walk there, but it's a pretty good walk.
Yeah. Not that you haven't thought about it though.
No, I almost did it today. Actually, well, today's been the first day that I realized that I really don't have a whole lot of choices food-wise, but that's okay, because...
He fell asleep again, I think. Or she's just hanging out.
Huh.
Like I said, she's super easy baby.
Yeah. Jayla was pretty easy. I think supposedly Jocelyn was easier, but I didn't see Jocelyn as a baby.
Alright.
Alright, I'll text you the address here in a minute.
Alright, cool.
And then I will see you in a little bit.
Yep.
And then, like I said, if your GPS is not finding it, then just call. It's really easy to get here, but it's, for whatever reason, because it's a new...
Like it yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
I'll see you in a little bit.
Alright, dude.
Bye.
Bye.
I've thirsted for adventure my entire life, but I suppose at 82, the most I can do now is roll along the village plateau.
do you want?
She says that's the only one she has now.